Right, Daisy, Tracy, Sharon. Right, girls. You don't need to worry about me. I'm not Welsh. Fresh haircut, sun is shining. I've got the convertible car for the next 2 weeks. Things are looking pretty good, I've got to admit.
It was one of those glorious summer mornings in the northeast of England. The birds were singing, the light spilling over the hills like molten gold. And what better thing to do than to drive the windy roads into the wild heart of Northumberland National Park. It's a land of moors, of whispering woods, of legends literally carved in stone. Today's wander takes us through the echo of prehistory itself, an Iron Age hill fort, silent but proud, still keeping watch after thousands of years. And just beyond, there's a lonely old tower with a very, very dodgy name, rising above the landscape, gifting us a view so majestic it could humble even the cockiest of thugs. Best of all, I've got my 19-year-old son at my side, 2 generations treading the same ancient path, chasing echoes of the past beneath the endless, and I do mean endless, northern sky.
We're going to go to an ancient, I think it's an Iron Age hill fort, could be Bronze Age. I'll tell you when we get up there, but if you look, we're right in the middle of Northumberland National Park, Northumberland Moors, one of the greatest places in the UK. Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm guessing we're here, we're going to go up to the Iron Age hill fort, right? Okay. Wow. Carved by ancient hands, son, look. That's mad. And just...
Lovely.
Well, this is mad though. I tell you what I find mad about this. You know, we talk about ancient civilizations, son. When I go to northeast Thailand, these cups are everywhere. That sampan bok, cups in the rocks, exactly the same as that, all over northern Thailand. And also these rings, ever decreasing circles, ever increasing circles. I don't know what you call them, but well, they're just calling them ring and cut marks, but I do a bit of voiceover. This is very much tribal country. And there's the village of Rothbury down there. The magnificent stately home of Cragside is just up and through there. And we're going to go up to an Iron Age hill fort. These cut marks, exactly the same as what was going on in northeast Thailand thousands of years ago.
Lovely.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's get up to top of a hill.
Aye.
When you do come wandering over Northumberland Moor and National Park, it's probably good to have Ordnance Survey maps. We don't today, but we're a little reckless. We're on St Oswald's Way. Later we might go on to St Cuthbert's Way. And all along the way are marker stones, look. That was not randomly placed there. You see the marks on there, look. That was placed there by someone thousands of years ago, look. Well, that's something, isn't it? What do you reckon, Jake? Old watchtower, you said?
Yeah, maybe an old watchtower.
Could be, couldn't it? Yeah. Definitely placed stones though, look. And all over this area on the hilltops are beacons. So every main hilltop you get, there'll be a beacon, and traditionally that's where they would have lit a fire to say the Scottish are invading, or the Vikings are invading, or the next tribe's invading. You get the picture. Hill fort's got to be up that hill, no? No? Where the mound is, look. Now let me ask you, is this the remains of a wall? Because the hill fort's just there, and I think if you go up there's a big ring round it. I'm wondering if this was used as a defensive position. Look, looking down on the immediate hills below, there's Main Rock over there we've just been to. I'll take any pictures you want, mate.
Yeah.
Just let me know when, yeah?
Yeah.
I think we'll see some great views today. You look like a 1970s serial killer gangster with them glasses. It's like it's the start of a movie or something, mate. And you're telling everyone about your days as a porn star in 77.
Oh,
Which way does it say we're going? Oh, every hill, look over there as well, look.
I reckon it might be over there. It's not, I think that's too far.
That's a beacon.
On GPS right now, that's where we are. Oh, so if I turn to this way, it's where facing it. So I assume it's...
Well, let's see, yeah. Let's just go up here and see, yeah.
That's why
But
I
there's...
figured. So
We're trying to work out where this hill fort is. If you look, there's a mound up there, but I think that might be a beacon. There's a circle of stones over there on that hill. We'll go and check that out in a minute. And this place was clearly something much bigger. Look, we got the inner wall here. We've got, if I had a drone, you can see the perfect circle almost where the hill fort's at the top. But then you see the other places and the other structures that were used. This place would have been a pretty important, I think, tribal centre. And look, every hilltop there's something else. Look, you've got the mound up there, and I'm going to see if I can get to that circle of stones over there. Let's have a quick go through this, wow, whatever it is, and I'll be back in a minute. And you can see the mounds at the top. A lot of this will be earthworks as well, because look, it's almost like a moat, but it's a defensive position, and another wall. So look, when you look at Stonehenge, you've got the outer circles and the outer walls, and that's exactly what you've got here. Look, this is a defensive position. Look at that. And here's the other wall here.
you can see the walls progressively going down.
You can. You can. I'm on one here, another mound there, another wall there, another one there, and the main one up there. So let's just see if we can get to this circle of stones. And another outer unexcavated wall. Look, there's all the stones from it. Look, as we go over it, you can see the way the ridge line goes all the way up there from the wall, and all the way down there probably creates another great big circle. Let's have a look over here. Yeah, this is what I noticed over here. I'm going to call them standing stones, and you know, we're not far from the Duddo standing stones. I'll take you to them in another video, but yeah, can't tell me that's natural. You can see again the outer ring round all the way round. You can see the central bit, and it just goes in circles. Look, that's quite mad. Look. Doesn't take a genius to realise, you know, you've got moorland, 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 then suddenly you've got rocks, but rocks that were obviously at one point placed here. I mean, look, come on. And you can spend a week or two here on Northumberland, in Northumberland National Park, just wandering across the moors, wandering across Simonside Hills, the Cheviot Hills, the Coquetdale Valley, the College Valley, the Breamish Valley. The list just goes on. And we're going to go and see the wild goats maybe later today as well. You can join us there as well. I've got the right shirt on for it. And here's the boy, look. Conquered the hill. Abash. I'd love to know what lies beneath this heather. I don't think there's been a tremendous amount of archaeological digs up here. And there are an awful lot of hill forts as well. This ancient history interests me a hell of a lot more than 800-year-old castles. And here we go, there's the first noticeable defensive line, look. But they defended this entire hill. This was an important place. I don't know if you can make it out, but you can see the patches of land and the circles, look. And as you go into the heather there, you can see circles quite clearly. And in fact, there's a bit of a wall there. That's the old Deer Park wall. But you can see that this would have been set out, and people would have lived up that hill there as well, outside of the main fort area. And these hills, like I said, Simonside Hills, Cheviot Hills, all round here are full of ancient dwellings and past civilizations. What a wonderful day for a drive. Abash. So it was built about 600 years ago as a defence against the invading Scots, and it was a refuge for local villagers from marauding bands of thieves, the Border Reivers, son. We are from Border Reiver stock. We are, but from this side. Well, we're in Great Toss On. Let's have a little look. Oi! What a beautiful position. Look, there's an Airbnb there. Looks wonderful place to stay. Just farmland, look. And this is England, so we have to go through the sheep to get to the tower. Let's go. I'm coming, Jake. Yeah. Right, Daisy, Tracy, Sharon. Right, girls. You don't need to worry about me. I'm not Welsh. I'm not Welsh. Go away. I don't want you here. Go away. There. Only joking. I'm having a look in here, chaps. This is pretty spectacular. Wow. And because we're close to the Scottish border, there are defensive castles, positions, forts, towers, everywhere from all throughout history. Make sure you shut this. Put that for a view, look. We've got the Simonside Hills right there, and some old hill forts and crag tops. Another defensive tower here. Toss On Tower. Sister town with Banwanka in Sanklaburi in Thailand. Toson Bangwanka. Yeah. And that's the Cockatdale Valley. Stunning. How about a place to stay? I'm trying not to wear shorts at the minute through this long grass, because wherever there's sheep, apparently there are ticks. And there's a problem with Lyme disease right now, and I've got a mate in Thailand, Carl's Thailand, who could tell you a little story about that. It's not a pleasant thing to have. Or to have had, sorry. Here he comes, look.
And that's Northumberland National Park for you, where the hills have got stories and every view reminds you it's worth lacing up your trainers for. Ancient forts, lonely towers and memories made along the way. Not a bad morning out with a lad, eh? We did actually this day go on to do a pretty incredible hike after this, Jacob's biggest one so far, where we climbed not a mountain but right up to a crag, along the crag top and back down through a wood or a small forest. Incredible. I'll put that out in the next couple of days. Thanks for watching. Love every single one of you. Cheers.